Just again, my name is Frank Hanley. I'm located in North Carolina. A little bit about the program. Like Gene said, we started a year ago. Actually, we started way before that. We started in April of 22, recruiting people and trying to get agendas together and line people up to do things. So we first aired the show in September of 2022, and this is our 1 year anniversary show today. Again, repeating what June said, we meet on the second and fourth Thursdays of each month at 12 o'clock Eastern time. And again, if you want to catch a replay of this, it's on the FSHD Society YouTube channel. I've also got a page that I created that's got a link to every one of the videos, so you don't have to go searching around on the YouTube channel. And if you go to a website, frankhanley.com, FRANKHANLEY.com, just follow the menus and you'll get to a page where there's all the PDF downloads and all of the videos for of the sessions that we've done to date. Okay. At any point in time, if you want to raise your hand or poke a question in the chat, we'll try to answer that for you. Just so you know why I'm here, I started practicing Kung Fu when I was younger, and I started doing Qigong and Tai Chi about 12, 14 years ago. And I find that those practices help me in my fight against FSH. So I do a lot of these videos to share with the FSH community. Hopefully some of these exercises will help you folks too. So again, thanks for joining, and I hope you get something out of this. I am a certified Qigong instructor. I do presentations like this all the time at conferences, local conferences and national conferences. My FSH story is I've noticed FSH. Well, I noticed something wrong when I was about 18. It wasn't diagnosed at the time. 93, when I was in my early 30s, I started to get a foot drop. And in early 2000, my son started having shoulder problems. So I took him back to the MDA clinic and got rechecked there. And while he was being checked, and he came out negative, and I kind of re-engaged with the MDA at that time. I moved to Maryland in 2010, 2012. I started going to Johns Hopkins, the MDA clinic there. 2015-ish, I did the actual genetic blood test that proved out to be type 1 FSH. I stumbled into the FSH Society from just doing some Googles, and I attended my first meeting in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia group, back in the springtime of 2019. Summer 2019, I moved to South Carolina. There was no group, so I got with the society and we started the FSH chapter in South Carolina in February. We did a launch in February of 2020. Anna was nice enough to come down and do that launch with us in Myrtle Beach. And then a month later, COVID came along, and we were all hunkered down doing video Zoom calls for 2 years. So it's good to be back. I also have my own exercise channel. It's called the FSHD Wellness Channel. It's a Facebook group. I do weekly videos there. If you ever want to join that, you're welcome to do it. Just go into Facebook and do a search on FSHD Wellness, and you'll find me. And like we said, we've been doing this program for a year now. So that's my quick rundown. Any questions from anyone so far? I just want to scroll my chat just in case. Okay, well, and June, you'll let me know if somebody puts a thing in chat. So this program, I went back and I looked real quick. We have individuals from around the world presenting and attending this program. Folks from the US, from the UK, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, Canada, South Africa, and Tahiti, of all places. So we have a video library just from the FSH Feeling Fit group. There's 21 videos out there. And collectively, excuse me, we've had over 5,000 views of those videos out there. So that's kind of some of the, I wish we could tell where the people watching the videos were from, because I think that would be really cool to know where people are tuning in from, because I know there's a lot of interest in my other group from folks in Australia. So I'm just curious about that. And our topics include breathing, which is my big nut, exercise, which we've had a lot of presentations on, and some discussions here or there where we talk about different topics that people feel that are important for us to talk about, given where we are in the disease, and where we are in clinical trials, and where we are with a lot of the other things that the society is doing for FSH. Okay, so before I start anything exercise-wise, my disclaimer: I'm not a medical professional. I'm a person with FSHD. I practice Kung Fu and Qigong and Tai Chi pretty much daily. And like I said earlier, I find it helps me fight back against the FSH. I do these sessions, so hopefully what I practice will help you. This is a demonstration only. You're welcome to follow along. If you're not sure, consult a medical professional for their advice and guidance on what you should be doing. And that's it for that. So let me jump right in. So what I want to do first is kind of flip around what the way I had this originally put this agenda together. So what I want to do first is a Tai Chi form, or the beginnings of a Tai Chi form, that'll get us up and moving. And it brings together a lot of the things that I presented over last year, and additionally some stepping and things like that. So before I do that, I want to review standing. We'll show you how to stand. Sitting, I'll show you how to sit. And I will give you a quick lesson in breathing. So in case you're not sure how to breathe, you've come to the right place today. All right, I'm just going to tweak my camera a little because I want to back up. I am sitting in a chair that is a little higher than table height, normal height, but a little less than pub height. So we were able to find these chairs because I think my hips are above my knees, and I'm sitting. It's easier for me to get in and out of this chair. So what I want you to do, if you're going to sit through these exercises, sit at the edge of the chair if you can. My chair has no arms because I do a lot of moving around. I ended up banging them all the time. If you're not stable, or you're not comfortable sitting in a chair with no arms, then by all means, for stability, sit back in the chair, sit with your arms in the chair. Do not use a chair with wheels. All right. And if you're following along, sit at the edge of the chair. Your feet are flat on the floor. For the rest of this session, breathe in and out through your nose. All right. The tip of your tongue should be touching the roof of your mouth just behind your front teeth. Grip the floor gently with your toes and relax and kind of just sink into the chair. Sink kind of into you should feel that edge of the seat, and your energy should be pushing right down into the feet or the legs of the chair. Okay, so that's sitting. Again, edge of the chair, flat on the floor. And the other thing is, for some of these exercises, when we do the breathing, if you want to put your hands on your belly, because we do what's called belly breathing. I'll talk about that in a moment. All right, that's sitting. So if you're sitting, stay sitting, and I'm going to go over standing real quick, and then we'll get going. So if you're standing, we're going to be doing very similar. We're going to stand with the chair here, just in case we need that support. All right, and gentle gaze forward. Again, everything is pretty much the same. Breathing in and out through the nose. The answer to the question, why are we breathing out through your nose? That breathing in and out through your nose regulates your breathing. If you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, your volume of air going in and out is different. Breathing in and out through your nose regulates that. And also your nose is a filter. All the junk in the air most of the junk in the air gets filtered out. That could be a whole discussion on why to breathe in and out through your nose. But people are mouth breathers, you get sick a lot because all the junk gets caught in the back of your throat. It's not getting filtered. So learn how to be a nose breather. Tip of the tongue touches the back of the mouth, at the top of the mouth, behind the front teeth. Your feet are flat on the floor, knees slightly bent, so you're kind of pushing your knees into the floor, pushing your feet into the floor, and you just want to relax your body. Okay, so that's standing position. All right, so breathing. I talked about diaphragm breathing. Diaphragm is a muscle that is under your lungs and above the rest of your organs. And by using your diaphragm, you build up better breathing, stronger breathing, and it also exercises all the organs in your torso because we're moving everything up and down and in and out, and you'll see that in a moment. So when we breathe in, when we're doing belly breathing, on an inhale, we push down on the abdomen, on the diaphragm rather, and push out. So you basically, your belly, your torso expands on an inhale, and on an exhale, we pull the diaphragm up, we tighten the abdomen all up inside, right? So inhale, everything goes out. Exhale, everything comes in. If you're breathing with your hands on your belly, you'll be able to feel that. During the exercises, I tend to accentuate it and exaggerate it by moving my hands along. So if we want to try a couple of these breaths real quick. So we inhale through our nose. I'll count to 5. We're going to inhale, push the diaphragm down, and we're going to put the torso is going to out. We're going to fill. So you want to feel like a balloon. You're expanding 6 ways. You're expanding out, in the front, in the back, side to side, and up and down. All right, so everything feels. There's points in time when you breathe, you can feel it in your shoulders. All right, I'm talking too much. Let's get breathing. All right, ready? Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Pull the diaphragm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, push the diaphragm down, belly pops out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, pull everything up as you exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. So inhale, down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Out, fill the belly with air. Fill the belly, tighten everything up down there. Exhale, tighten up everything. Pull the torso, pull the abs in. Everything gets nice and tight in the core. We'll do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now, my quick story with belly breathing is that when I went to Johns Hopkins to meet with the neurologist for one of my checkups, he asked me at the time if I was having headaches when I woke up. And I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. So his thinking was that I wasn't breathing deeply enough at night. So I was retaining carbon dioxide. And that's why I was waking up with headaches in the morning. So he wanted me to go for a breathing test. And in the meantime, I reached out to my Qigong teacher, and we started doing a lot of very, very specialized belly breathing. What we just did there was just like the belly breathing 101. And the headaches went away really quick. So I just expanded, my breathing capacity and everything else. So I count to 3 or 5 there. On a good day, I can get up to 18 on an inhale and an exhale at that pace. So I do the pace slow, so because if you do too fast, you're not used to doing it, you're going to be sore tomorrow. So just if you want to learn more about the belly breathing, jump back into that video library, and there's a whole month. There's two sessions we did back in September of last year, where I went through a whole exercise with doing belly breathing. So I'll refer you back to that if you want to kind of get caught up to where we are now. Okay, so let's play with the Tai Chi form. All right. So Taijiquan is something that people confuse all the time with martial arts. Kung Fu, Karate, Tai Chi, Qigong, they're all a lot of these terms. So Tai Chi in Qigong to me is acupuncture without the needles. And Tai Chi is Kung Fu slowed down. All right, so Kung Fu is a martial art, it's a fighting art, where Tai Chi, you do a lot of the Kung Fu movements, but it's slowed down, and it's really for stretching and balance and toning. All right, so if anybody wants to, be able to distinguish. The other thing about doing the Qigong is I do a very specific set of Qigong exercises that I rarely get sick since I started doing them because they're really good to boost up your immune system. So anyway, let's go back, and I'm going to stand. So if you're sitting, I'll go through the sitting routine. So you're going to sit, edge of the chair, feet flat on the floor, gentle gaze forward, breathing in and out through your nose, tongue at the top of your mouth. Your hands can be in your lap for now if you're sitting. The sitting, you're going to do all the arm movements, all the breathing movements. The only thing you're not going to do is the stepping. All right. And if you're standing, yada, 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 everything I just said, and we're going to do all the stepping along also. All right. Again, breathing in and out through our nose through these exercises. So we're going to stand with our feet together, and we open up the form by doing 3 breaths. Right. I call them cleansing breaths. It's just relaxing, getting ourselves ready to do the form. So it's more of a relaxation thing than anything else. So we're going to do 3 belly breaths. We're going to inhale. And we're going to exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So your hands are down at your sides. Just also try to keep your knees bent if you're standing. Your knees are bent a little bit, which gives you a feeling of like you're pushing your feet into the floor or into the ground. These forms are best done outside in the grass or when your feet are actually in contact with the earth because of an energy thing. That's another conversation. All right, so when we open up the form, we do the 3 breaths, and then we do the movement called beggar's palm. So we bring our hands up in front, palms up as if we were asking for a coin. We clench the coin, making a fist, and we bring back our hands to our waist, which is called the chamber position. All right, so from the chamber position, we're going to open up in what's called the Wu Ji stance. Wu, W-U, G-J-I, the Wu Ji stance. So we're going to inhale, open up your hands, and as we inhale, we're going to shift our weight to our right leg. So our left leg feels empty. So all our weight is going to be down on our right side. Okay? We're going to take our left foot, and we're not going to lift it off the floor. We're going to take the heel off the floor so the toes are just touching. We're going to slide that foot out to shoulder length. And we're going to put the foot down on the floor, exhale, and bring our weight back to 50-50. Okay? So I talked through it, so now we'll do it. So we're going to inhale, shift your weight to the right side, bring your left heel up off the floor, but leave your toe touching. Step out. You're still inhaling. I'm just talking through this. And then exhale, we're going to put the weight goes back to 50-50, and we are now back down. So we're in the nice, this is called the Wu Ji stance. All right, everything you do in Tai Chi drives off of this one stance. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. We'll do 3 breaths. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands are at our sides. Feet are pushing into the ground, bending the knees slightly. Beggar's palms. Palms come up. Grab the coin. Chamber our fists. Inhale, shift our weight, step out, exhale, shift back to 50-50. Okay? So that's the opening sequence. That's like step one of 24. But I'm only going to do 3 today. All right? The whole form is 24 movements. All right? So any questions so far? If you want to unmute or you want to just type something in the chat, just jump right in there. All right? If not, I'll go to the next section. All right? Okay, we're all good? Thumbs up? Okay. All right. So the next section that we do, there's 2 pieces here. One is called the ocean waves. So and I'll just move my chair out of the way because I don't. I'm trying to get it so you can see a lot of me. That's what. All right. So let's start from the beginning. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Okay. Beggar's palms. Up. Chamber. So this is an inhale, by the way. So just hold on for a second. So when you raise your hands up for beggar's palms, that's an inhale. Make the fist, and as you bring your hands to chamber, is an exhale. Sorry, I neglected to put that in there. All righty. So then the next thing is we're going to inhale. We're going to shift our weight to the right side. Left leg is empty. I'm going to step the left out, put our weight back down, and exhale. Okay. Okay, so now we were in the Wu Ji stance, and what we're going to do next is what's called ocean waves. So the idea here is we're standing in the ocean, the water is at our waist, a wave comes in from behind us. So as the water level rises, our hands rise up with the water level. And then as the water passes, our hands go back down again. So as the ocean comes in, our hands go up. And as the wave passes us, our hands go back down again. So if you want to close your eyes and visualize that happening, the wave comes in from behind, the water level rises up to our shoulder level. Nice and cool the ocean is today. And then as the water passes, our arms go back down again. You can feel the sun on our back. Here comes another wave. The water rises up to our shoulders. And the wave passes by and our arms float back down. Okay, so those are ocean waves. So we do three ocean waves. And what we do with that is you lead with your wrists. So by that I mean as your hands are coming up, your wrists are leading. As my hand comes up, my wrist is leading. All right, my hand is relaxed here. So my wrist leads up, and then when I get to the top, the wrist, I turn my hand around, and the wrist leads going back down again. All right, so it's nice and relaxed in the wrist. All right, so let's do 3 ocean waves. Ready? We're in our Wu Ji position. First, here comes the wave. You want to close your eyes and visualize. We're standing in the water at the beach. Here comes the wave. Inhale, hands go up. Exhale, hands go down. So here we go. We're going to breathe in. Hands come up, wave comes in, and we flip our hands. The wrists lead. Exhale on the way down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. So those are ocean waves. You can do as many of these as you want. We do 3 in the form here just because I like to do everything in 3s. All right, so next thing we're going to do, the next movement in this is we're going to move into what's called a left cat stance. Okay. So we did the empty leg stance. So the cat stance is just holding the empty leg for an extended period of time. So the way that works is this. Let me explain it first and then we'll go. So we're in our Wu-Ji stance. What we're going to do again is we're going to inhale. We're going to shift our weight into our right leg. And we're going to turn slightly our hips. So our foot, and let me just do this for a point of reference. I'm looking at you folks, you're looking at me, that's 12. All right, that's 12 o'clock is this direction. All right, I'm gonna turn over to my left, that's 10 o'clock. And we're gonna ultimately do the same thing for the right side, which will be 2 o'clock, all right? Just so for a point of reference, you know what I'm talking about when I say 12, 10, and 2. Okay, so we're in our Wu-Ji stance. Feet are flat on the floor. Our weight is sunk. You want to try to do is with these forms, you keep very light on the top and very heavy on the bottom. All right, so you want to keep your weight, keep your chi, your energy down in the floor if you can. So when you're standing in a Wu-Ji, you should feel like your feet are rooted. You've got roots growing down into the floor, into the ground, and you're very stable in a Wu-Ji stance. All right, so we're in the Wu-Ji. Now we're going to shift our weight to the right side. So all our energy is going to shift into our right leg. Our left toe is going to come up. Left heel is going to come up. So we're just touching the floor with our left toe. And we're going to rotate just our hips. So we're facing 10 o'clock. So my right toes are pointing at 12. And my left foot, my left knee, my face, everything else is pointing to 10 o'clock. All right? So that is a left cat stance or a left empty leg stance. And what you want to try to do, again, once you're in this sink, if you can notice, is sink, bend your right knee and sink your energy down into the floor. All right? If you've got foot drop, a weak leg like me, be careful with that. That's why I have the chair right here. All right? But you want to always maintain really, really good contact with the floor. Now in Tai Chi, if you've noticed, I never take my foot off the floor. I never lose contact with the floor. And there's a reason for that. And that's why I teach this to people with FSH, because we tend to trip and stumble a lot because we lose our balance. Because when we walk, we lift the foot. When we lift the foot, our weight goes forward. And as our weight is moving forward, we're kind of in a state of limbo until that other foot makes contact with the ground. When that foot hits something and stumbles, now our weight is still moving forward, and that's when we trip and fall. All right? So teaching this type of stepping, you never have a foot off the floor. All right? And you never step forward until you're in full contact. So we'll work on that the next time. But that's the really, really important reason why I do this for folks with FSH, because it's you talk about fall prevention. Well, learning to walk around the house, it's going to be silly walking around the grocery store like this. We're walking around the house. It's a very safe way to move around. I'm doing this type of stepping, this type of walking. So anyway, we'll get into that more next time. But again, this is all introductory stuff, and we build on from lesson to lesson. All right. So again, left cat stance. We inhale. We twist to 10 o'clock, and we exhale. All right. So that is moving to the left cat stance. Now, of course, there's got to be a hand motion that goes along with the feet. So what the motion that goes with this is called hold the ball. Okay. So what we do is, as we're turning, our left hand comes underneath as if we were, and our right hand over the top as if we were holding a ball. Okay? So you'll see a lot of Tai Chi people in this pose. And now you know why. All right? This is a very common pose in Tai Chi. It's called hold the ball. All right? So we are in a left cat stance, and we are doing the practice, the technique that's called hold the ball. All right? So everything except for my right foot is facing to 10 o'clock, and I'm sinking my energy down into the floor. Okay, so let's do from Wu Ji. Let's just work this without all the frank talking. From the Wu Ji stance, we're going to shift our weight. Let me walk through it real quick. We'll shift our weight. We'll turn to the cat and we'll hold the ball. All right, so it looks kind of like this. So we're going to inhale, and that is the stance. And then when we exhale, all right, we're going to keep here. What I want to do next is we're going to keep here. Well, actually, I did it wrong. So let me say it again. So we're going to inhale and exhale as we sink. That's where the exhale is. I'm sorry. I misplaced my exhale. All right, so back to here, we're 50-50 with our weight. All right, we shift our weight to the right, we inhale, we make the ball, turn to the left cat stance, and exhale and sink our energy. All right, so let's take it from the top. All right, we'll go from the beginning. Here we go. Let me just, I have my clock in the back here because I don't want to run over if I, all right, we're good for time. Okay, so let's take it from the top, as they say in the music business. All right, so we're going to do 3 breaths. 1, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good, okay. Beggar's palms. Chamber. Good. Inhale, open to Wu Ji. Ocean waves. 2. Last one. 3. Left cat, hold the ball. Good. Everybody with me? Thumbs up. Good so far? Boring? Having fun? Learning something new today? All right. Excellent. All right. A couple more moves and we'll have it down, and then we can stop and chat a bit. So we were in left cat, hold the ball. All right. So guess what's next? Anybody want to take a guess what the next move is? June? A wild guess? Right cat, hold the ball. All right, there you go. All right. So here we are. So in left cat, hold the ball. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to shift back to Wu Ji. So what we do is we rotate our hips and our foot back to 12. And we just put our foot back on the floor. So we're in a Wu Ji stance again. Keep holding the ball. All right, and now we're going to shift to right cat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the ball down for a minute. We're going to turn our hips. We're going to put the weight in our left side, which is something that's brand new. We haven't moved our weight to the left side yet today. We're going to shift our weight into our left leg. We're going to bring that right toe up off the floor. And we're going to rotate our hips to 2 o'clock. Okay. So that's the stance. That's the right cat stance. We're going to push that left foot into the floor. And as we do that, we're going to rotate our hands because we were left bottom, right top. So we're going to rotate our hands so we're right bottom, left on top. Okay, so whenever you have your right leg up, your left hand is on top. And when you have your left leg up, your right hand is on top. Okay, don't ask me why. This is thousands of years old. I'm just going with the flow there. Okay, So then when you come back to center, we're going to just rotate everything to 12. All right, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Okay. And we're still holding the ball. Okay, so that's how we come back to here. So let's work it from the beginning all the way to right cat, hold the ball. All right, so we'll take it back to the beginning. We are standing or sitting. Now, if you're sitting, you should be able to do everything but the cat stance. And even you could do the cat stance if you just bring your toe up and down. Or you can pretty much mimic all of this other than the sinking of your energy into your leg. But you can kind of sink your energy into the seat of the chair if you're in the sitting. Okay, so let me just take a drink of water here real quick. Water break. Take a drink if you need to. All right, everybody ready? We're going to go all the way up to right cat, hold the ball. And I'm going to put my clicker down here for a second. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I just don't want to miss something. All right. So we start out standing, relaxed, feet are together, knees are slightly bent. Okay, gentle gaze, tongue, breathing through the nose, hands are at our sides. We do 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Turn your palms facing forward. Rise you up. Inhale, beggar's palms. Grab the coin and chamber. Good. All right. And we're going to open to Wuji. Open your hands. Your hands come up to your armpits. Shift your weight to the right. Left leg is empty. Slide the foot out. Put your weight back down 50-50 and exhale. Now I'm breaking this down into little minute steps, but you want to kind of get this where it just flows through. And we'll do a flow through one at the end. Okay, so where are we? We're open to Wuji. We're going to do ocean waves. Okay, from Wuji we do ocean waves. Inhale, hands come up, the wave comes in, nice cool water. Water goes past us, our arms float back down again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Okay, next is left cat stance, make the ball. Shift your weight to your right leg. Left cat stance, right hand on top, hold the ball. Okay. Shift back to Wuji, right cat stance. Hold the ball. So you should be facing 2 o'clock. Your left toes are forward, your right toes pointing to 2 o'clock, and your left foot, all your weight is in your left foot. So we call this the empty leg. You should be able to just lift that leg off the floor. There's nothing in it. Right? It's nice and empty. Right? And then we shift back to the Wuji. All right? So that's where we are right now, and we're going to do a couple of more things. Let me catch up to myself. Okay, so we're just going to shift back and forth a couple times in this. So we're going to go left cat, Wuji, right cat, Wuji, left cat, Wuji, right cat, Wuji. All right, so we're going to do a total of 3, but we're just going to do 2 more for now. So left cat, rotate your hands, hold the ball, turn to Wuji. Inhale, right cat, hold the ball. Exhale, turn to Wuji. Inhale, left side. Turn. Inhale, right side. Exhale and sink. Turn to Wu Ji. Let's do one more just for fun. Left cat, inhale. Turn to Wu Ji. Right cat, inhale. And turn to Wu Ji. Oops. Stay in that pose. I got one more thing to do here. Okay, so we are in right cat, hold the ball. So we're going to turn to Wu Ji, which we just did, right? So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands to our sides, and we're just going to close the form. So we're going to close the Wu Ji. So what we do is we inhale, and as we inhale, we shift our weight back into our right side. We bring that left foot back in next to our right foot, and we exhale, and we just put our weight back down to 50-50 again. All right, so it's not the official close of its form, but that's all we're going to do today, because I think people are going to be walking around all day doing hold the ball, which is cool. All right, so let's do it one more time, and I'm going to do the minimum amount of talking that I can to walk you through this. All right. So actually, I should make you do it without me talking, and we'll see how far you get. But we'll do it once this way first, because I think we have enough time to do a couple. All right, so 3 breaths. We'll go through this a little faster. So I lied. I didn't talk at all. All right, we'll do it once more, and I'll talk through it. All right, and I'll slow it down. I just wanted to blow through it once so you can get a feel for what it looks like. Okay, 3 breaths. Nothing else. You're going to be very oxygenated when we're done. Good. Beggar's palms. Grab the coin chamber. Inhale. Step out to Wu Ji. Exhale. Sink your energy. Sink your energy. Bend your knees. Ocean waves. Number 1. Wave comes in. Wave goes out. Wave comes in. Wave goes out. Wave comes in. The wave goes out. Left cat, hold the ball. Turn to Wu Ji. Right cat, hold the ball. Inhale, make the ball. Exhale, sink your energy into your back leg. Pivot to Wu Ji. Energy is 50-50. Left cat, hold the ball. Inhale. Exhale, sink your energy into your right leg. Turn to Wu Ji. Weights 50-50. Inhale to the right cat, hold the ball. Exhale, sink your energy. Turn to Wu Ji, 50-50. Inhale, left cat, hold the ball. Exhale. Turn. Inhale to the right. Right cat, hold the ball. Turn to Wuji. Hands to your sides. Inhale, step in. Exhale. Yeah. Give yourselves a hand. Great job. All right, so that was the first 3 movements from a form called Yang 24 form Tai Chi. Over the course of the next however many opportunities I get to do these sessions, we may add a few more. So let me open up the floor to folks. Good, bad, indifferent? Want me to call on you?
I have my hand up.
Oh, go ahead, June. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. My question was about breathing. So should I assume I keep breathing throughout, like just in and out, and I was like getting a little confused about when I take an inhale, when do I exhale?
Yeah, so good question. So when you're going into whenever you start a movement like the Wu Ji, so we shift our weight to the right leg, inhale, and we bring the left side up, and then when we move the toe out, so that's the on the inhale part of that, and then and I always use my hands as a guide. So you notice from that chamber, my hands come up to my armpits on the inhale, and then I flip them and down on the exhale. So if you're ever watching me, my hands will give you a cue too of whether you're inhaling or exhaling. And then when you shift your weight back down to 50-50, after you move your foot out, that's the exhale on that move. Okay, when you're doing the left or right side cat stance, as you turn, you inhale. So the shifting of the weight, the turning, and the making of the holding of the ball is all kind of on the inhale. And once you're fifth, you set it 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock, the exhale part is to just kind of lower you have to kind of raise your energy up a little to do the twisting at the waist. So that's the inhale. So again, the inhale is kind of mimicking the energy coming up out of the ground. And as you're turning, you make the ball. And as you sink back down again, so you should sink, your toe is touching the floor. Your one toe is touching the floor. For a left cat, your left toe is touching the floor. And your right side, you should sink your energy. So that's the exhale, is that settling back down again. So we were settled at the Wu Ji. We moved and we inhaled. And then we settled in the cat stance and we exhaled. Now going from there to I put that Wu Ji in the middle, but actually it's not, that doesn't exist as you get better, because I wanted to break this down in little snippets. As you go from one side to the other, there's no real, you kind of flow from left side to right side. I put the Wu Ji break in the center just so people could get their bearings before they go to the other side. So in actuality, if you're watching me, when you shift when you're in a left cat, when you go to the right side, this side goes down, this side comes up right away. So there's a really slight part there where you're both at 50-50, but it's so subtle. Because I'm here, I'm in a left cat, and then I'm kind of in the Wu Ji, and I'm coming right to the other side. So that I stopped it. So there's really no breath there. That's maybe why you're getting confused too. It's kind of a movement with no breath, just so you can feel where your weight is. Because again, it's very important to keep your feet and you got to be mindful. That's the good word, of where your weight is. And that's the reason I kind of slow that down and broken it into little chunks for everybody. Okay? That answer that question? Great. Thank you.
That does. And I guess as you get more practiced in the movements, is it the pace of the breathing that kind of drives the rhythm of it? Is that so?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it all
Well,
in my head so it's not like
well,
fragmented.
the couple of the things are is you could breathe. You could do this as fast or slow
Hmm.
as you want. You want to zip through it and make it a cardio thing, or do you want to go very slowly through it, doing very um, what do you call very specific breathing, very specific movement. You can make the form very long and time to be very deliberate in your movements and very deliberate in your breathing, because you want to tie the breathing is very important, but at this point you need to sacrifice the breathing to get the movements correct, and then you bring the breathing back in later.
Okay. Great.
Okay. Anybody else?
Well, I had another question then. Oh, go ahead.
This is Ben in South Carolina.
Hi, Ben.
I had my diagnosis was very recent in March. But the most difficulty for me is walking erectly and standing. The back muscles have atrophied. But what today helped a great deal is by standing with my knees slightly bent and concentrating on lowering the weight, if you will, to my lower body. I don't have to arch my back,
Right.
and that will be very, very helpful to me when I'm in a situation where I have to stand a little longer than I'd like to. In the past, I've arched my back, but then when I go to straighten up, of course, my back is very stiff and sore, even to take the next step. So
Yes.
thank you for that. It was very.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Your muscles get fatigued when you so just something for you to see. If you're standing for a period of time, this is just something I found. I tend to do if I have to stand in line, like at
Right.
the airport,
Right.
which is a really good example. I will stand in a kind of a very camouflaged Wuji stance, if you will. People don't really think I'm wearing, and I'll roll my shoulders forward to keep my weight up here instead of standing upright where now I'm leaning, because I got the back lean too. I've got
That's
the lean
what
back.
I was
Okay.
doing in the past.
So if you roll your shoulders forward, okay,
Mhm.
now that you've taken all the tension out of it. All right, you can keep your hands here, you do whatever, but I find that waiting in a line or something, that makes it really a lot, because my back gets fatigued also. It's the same. It's the same feeling. I know exactly what you mean. So that's what I'll tend to do is again, just roll your shoulders, cross your arms, and pull yourself forward. If you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And now you're a little top heavy, and you're forcing a forward arch in your back, not the arch to the rear, which is where you get that fatiguing from.
I was doing it exactly the wrong way. I was putting my hands behind my back and arching my back. And I think
Right.
crossing
Yeah.
in front and leaning forward, that'll
Yeah.
help a lot. That'll help.
Okay, give that a shot. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining too, and good luck in your journey. This is we have a lot of good resources here, so keep tuned in to the channel for other discussions. I see you're in Fort Mill. Okay, I was in Myrtle Beach for 3 years.
Well, you're probably closer to Myrtle Beach where you are in North Carolina than I am in South Carolina. So
Yeah, I think I am.
we're just over the state line from Charlotte.
Okay, yeah, you're way up. You're up northwest from me. So good. Well, good. Well, welcome to the group. I appreciate you taking the time to join us. Anybody else with their hand up? Renee, you've been quiet. Renee always has something to say.
Oh, goodness, I have a reputation. No, I'm loving this. I had a really busy summer, so I've missed a number of these. I've tried to catch up on them since they're on YouTube, which is a delightful thing. But I always appreciate your expertise and sharing your knowledge with us on this, because just the breathing alone has been so helpful to me. So helpful to me.
Well, I'm glad, Renee. I'm glad you joined, and I'm glad you have your feedback is always welcome. So thanks very much. Anyone else? I'm gonna just see. There's Donna. Any comments, Donna? While I have folks here. No. All right,
I know I was
Christy.
thinking about maybe getting a Tai Chi
I love
video or
this.
something.
I'm sorry. Two people were talking
Oh,
there.
sorry.
Donna, was that you talking first? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I just said I love this.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
love this very much.
Great. I'm glad you're able to join. And it was Christy. Was that the other person, or Mary?
Yeah, Mary. Yeah, I was
Mary.
just wondering, I didn't know if you know of any like Tai Chi DVDs that would help, because I think I could sense that this, with just with the slow movement, that this has got to really help with balance, and and then of course
Yeah,
subsequently miss the falls.
if you want, put your email in the chat there, and I can send you a link to a couple that I like to use.
Okay, thank you. Very good.
I don't have them handy off the top of my head, but yeah, be careful on YouTube. There's a lot of knuckleheads out there that think they know what they're doing. You have to be careful. It took me a long time to find the ones that I use for reference. So yeah, there's a lot of junk out there. All right, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Where are you, Mary? I'm sorry.
St. Joseph, Michigan, in southwest corner of Michigan.
All right. Wow, far away.
Mm.
Great, thanks.
I had another question. So earlier in previous sessions, you talked about the chi ball. So when we do the ball gesture, should we always assume we should be like feeling that chi energy? Is that
if you know about that, yes. If not, it's just it's the intent of that movement is to just get the arms flowing. It's a very gentle, and you can make a small ball. I mean, you've been on all of these with me, so you could your ball could be here, or it could be a really big, beach ball. You can go. It just depends on, like I said, you can be, if you want to be small. That ball could be here, left and right. But the people who do this really, really well, the professional Tai Chi people, it's a very flowing movement. And I can't lift my arms, of course, like they can. But it's a very flowing movement for them to bring their arms around as they turn and make the ball. So it's a very flowing form, but I don't flow very well. So, all right. Anna, anything?
I was just kind of noticing, I guess, similar to Ben, that my back was feeling really stretched out, and I kept kind of hearing things pop, and sort of had the urge to give it a good stretch afterwards. And that was kind of the thing that was impacted most. Was I kind of expected to feel it, in my arms or maybe my core, but really it was like all along my back that I felt it. So
we gave you a good back stretch. It is. I mean, the idea of it is it's for total toning. So, and again, I forced myself into the form because I just enjoy because the stepping even, and then we got 2 minutes. So the stepping is really the next piece of this, and I'll just share this with you why this is so important. Because I'm going to put my camera down on the floor. So the stepping, I cut it short, and when I was saying in the discussion that the stepping is your foot never leaves the floor, right? So when you're in that ball, the next thing to do is this leg moves forward. And our weight, as I move forward, my weight starts to shift into my front leg, but my foot is still on the floor. Okay? I move that forward, and then all my weight shifts from my back leg to my right leg. This is called a bow and arrow stance. Okay? So the idea of, and there's a hand movement here, and then the next movement is coming up to that cat stance again. So there's another step in here that I neglected. I excluded on purpose because I didn't want to make this too crazy. But the next thing, if we do this again and we do the next couple of pieces, the next thing is really, it's a stepping out, which is what I was talking about in the house, to step very deliberately and not move your weight from one foot to the other until that foot is on the floor. So I just stepped, and again, I'll step back here so you can see my feet. So my weight is in my right leg. I step with my left, it's empty. Now it's on the floor. Now I can move my weight in. Where normally you would step, your step would be this way, and my weight is already moving as my foot's coming down. So that's when because I had the foot drop, that's when my foot would catch and I would stumble because my weight's going forward already, and I'm not ready. My weight's moving forward, but my foot is not stable. So when I move this in the form, now both feet are on the floor. Now I move my weight. And then I bring this up and I step out and move my weight and I step up. So my weight is always on the back leg, in the middle, in the front. And then so that's the key to this. And I gave you more than I wanted to today, so you guys are lucky. But that's the key to this is to for fall prevention is to learn a different way to walk. Is basically what I'm promoting here. You have to reteach yourself to walk to prevent falls, and that's part of the Tai Chi. That's where I derived that from. It's a very safe way to move around the house, particularly because we had a session one night. One of our Anna, I don't know if you remember or not. We had a chapter meeting, and one of the people was, they were on, and all of a sudden they weren't there anymore. And ultimately, I found out that they fell, and they put their chin open. They had to call 911. It was like a big deal, but it was because they just lost their balance in the house and fell and hit their head on the floor. So serious stuff. We have to be careful, and you have to be mindful of it. And that's my other thing with this is being mindful of moving around. So I think we went way over time today. I'm sorry, folks.
So can I add just one thing, since I've got a reputation? So September is National Fall Prevention Month. So this is very, very timely and very, very important.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I didn't even think about that. So thanks, Renee. You're the best.
Thank you,
Have
Fran.
a great day. And yes, thank you,
Okay.
Frank. Great.
So the last thing I will say is PDF copy. If you wanted one, put in the chat or ping June, and we'll try to get that to you. The next meeting is 2 weeks from today on the 28th at noontime in the East here. And I'm going to be talking about why we exercise, why you should exercise. So hopefully you can tune back in then. Thank you all for coming by. June, if you want to close it out, please.
I will then. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody for attending today, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.